Hey guys. Well, we're finally going to get started on these fenders. So I'm rounded up a whole bunch of paint supplies that I somehow had lost or had gone missing. I don't know. But anyway, let me show you what I got. We're going to sandblast first. So I'm going to prep this by telling you that I hate sandblasting because cheap, crappy sandblasters like this run by compressors like I have just don't work very well. So we're going to try to get these panels as much as possible and then give up. Stay tuned. All right guys, so like I said, screw sandblasting. But it came out not too bad. Ready for chassis saver anyway. All right. Another bracket. As good as my little piece of crap sandblaster is going to do. There's the crusty one. Looks much better. So I think I'm going to go get some chassis saver on this now, so I'll take you guys along to watch. Alright guys, so here's all the chassis saver. Quick and dirty job. Unfortunately, sandblasting yielded some issues. Let's see. That guy right there? Yeah, let's get the camera in the right spot, Rob. That guy? So we got 2 to 3 pinholes there. I think that was it on that fender. And then, where are we at? Where's the finger at, Rob? Jesus. There's the finger. Anyway, you see him. You see. It's like 4 or 5 more pinholes. So, problem is, A, that's thin. B, my welder is at work right now. So, I think we're gonna let that chassis saver set up, and we might let that be maybe some glass. Okay, well, it is the next day. It is a hot, awesome summer day, well on its way to, I think, 93 degrees today. So, perfect day to actually be, I mean, it's not like it's cool in the barn, but it's shaded, and I get the fan going and maybe even close that door, to be honest with you, and try to keep it that way a little bit. So, as you can see, I've got a Loadstar out in the driveway, the fifth wheel's moved, all that good stuff. So, we've got plenty of room to work on these today. So, and that way I don't get the Loadstar all dusty and dirty and nasty. So, the chassis saver's all beautifully set up and dry. We're gonna do, I think, a little bit of fiberglassing on those rust holes I talked about. Get that squared away. And you know, to be honest with you, I'm thinking of where these are at. I guess not this one. This is a little too far out. It's just a chunk of paint or something. But anyway, these ones are too far out. These ones, I think, are actually covered. I mean, not that I want to see that, but I'm pretty sure they're actually covered by the hood when it closes down. But anyway, we're gonna fix them up. So I'm gonna do some glassing underneath. That way I've got a surface for the Bondo to actually take to. And I'm probably actually gonna, before I even glass, I think I'm gonna drill those out so we get rid of some of that corrosion that's immediately right there, and give a little better spot for the body filler to take. And then we'll sand the body filler we've got once that glass is dry, and then once that's sanded, then we can do what's hopefully our final coat of filler and keep trucking along. My goal today is that I want these to be sanded and underbody coated, and you know, I can set everything out here in the barn, and I want everything ideally prepped for paint. If I have to do a little more sanding in the morning, it's not the end of the world. Tomorrow morning, I promised my wife I'd help her fix some pasture fence. We're gonna go out when it's cool in the morning and get the gator hooked up and use the winch to stretch some fence and set a few new posts and whatnot. But yeah, I think other than that, that's my other goal tomorrow, is to get these in paint. I doubt I'll get them hung on the truck, but you never know. So that being said, let's get to it. All right, so funny story. I had fiberglass mat and I had fiberglass resin, but my catalyst bottle was dried up, and it's 4th of July, so nothing's open. I didn't feel like driving, so that's some of that 15-minute 2-part epoxy with fiberglass mat as a surface, and it's hard as a rock. We'll squeeze out there, but you know, ready for filler. So that turned out pretty sweet, actually. So I'm going to get this one flipped over and get to sanding. All right, guys. Well, I've been going at it for a few hours here, and we've got all the body work is smoothed down to 400, and I just did the first inner fender and rubberized undercoat, which seems like a logical thing to put on this. This other fender, I'm about to spray this one. This is my last job for the day here before I turn it in. This, as I was worried, this fender didn't come out perfect. I can feel some bumps in my bump and paint work, but again, it's not bad. We'll get our primer sealer on. Whatever, I don't know why I keep calling it primer sealer. We'll get our primer sealer. Get that on, and our base and our clear, and it'll look pretty good. So I'm gonna shoot this last inner fender and pull the door down and call it a night. And tomorrow I am ready to wipe these down with wax and grease and start painting. So that's exciting, finally. Okay, well, it's Monday. I happen to have the day off work, which works out really well. I've got all my supplies set up here, some wash thinner, spray shirt, my mask and all that, my clear, my base coat, and we've got our epoxy primer sealer setting up. That's got a 1 hour incubation time, if you remember from the last time, so that's been sitting for, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. And I've got everything set up in my garage spray booth here. So once I go to spray, I'll toss the fan over in the door to suck some fumes out and keep some air movement. Close the door, keep the breeze out, but dust out. But we got fenders ready to rock, sitting on sawhorses, and got the hood panels hanging from my ladder rack here, and just gotta wipe everything down. Burn through a whole bunch of wax and grease remover here real quick and get these wiped, and then wait out the last of the incubation time on the primer, and then it's time to go to work. We're gonna shoot. It'll only take but an hour, and we'll get the primer, base, and clear all on here and let it set up. So I'll put her on time lapse so you guys can watch that process. Okay, well, as you saw, paint is on. Everything's been 2 or 3 coats of everything. Turned out pretty awesome. Obviously, I do have some flaws in that fender, like I expected. A couple other sanding flaws. I don't know if you can see it, but there's one right there where I had a dent and didn't fix it right. A couple marks in the fender here and there. Nothing that doesn't suit this old truck. Got the emblems on, awesome. I do have some runs, clear coat runs right there. There's a couple over there and a couple on the face of the fenders. Luckily, oh, and one or two here, right there. Sorry, one right there too, minor. Anyway, some minor clear coat runs. Luckily it's clear coat, so that can easily be wet sanded out and buffed, which is probably a wintertime project, because again, we're racing to get this done for the truck show, and these boys are ready to mount. That can also be done on the truck, be easier to do on the truck. Well, I don't know about easier, but it could easily be done on the truck. So that being said, I'll close this one out. It's a long weekend to work, but I'm excited that it's done. Excited to put these on next weekend. We're gonna let these set up for a week before we handle them too much more, and I'll give you guys a little shot of the Loadstar pulling back in so we can put her to bed for the weekend. As you always, thanks for watching.